Inflammatory anti-Muslim rhetoric and threatening to ban the families and friends of Muslim Americans, as well as millions of Muslim business people and tourists from entering our country, hurts the vast majority of Muslims who love freedom and hate terror.
Hillary Clinton making a not-so-subtle jab at Donald Trump in his push for a stricter immigration screening. The two butting heads on terror all day yesterday and upping their attacks after Orlando. Barry Bennett, senior advisor to the Donald Trump team, here to respond to all this. And Barry, welcome back to America's Newsroom. The allegation from Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama is that Donald Trump is isolating a religion. What do you think about that?
Well, you know, I think that we have to understand a lot more about radical Islam and how we can screen these people from not coming into our country, how we can find these lone wolves, what causes them to radicalize. I mean, we now have 2 cases now tied to this mosque in Central Florida. I mean, our government, unfortunately, this is an example of our government has failed us yet again. And, you know, Hillary Clinton's response is let's ban guns. Donald Trump is far more interested in banning terrorists. Well, you know, the president has a hard time saying radical Islamic terrorism. And apparently Hillary Clinton did about 6 months ago. And then we have this. I'm going to play back-to-back interviews from 6 months ago and then from this week. Watch.
What's the problem with radical Islam?
Well, the problem is that sounds like we are declaring war against a religion. And that, to me, is number one, wrong.
I have clearly said that we face terrorist enemies who use Islam to justify slaughtering innocent people. We have to stop them, and we will. We have to defeat radical jihadist terrorism, and we will. And to me, radical jihadism, radical Islamism, I think they mean the same thing. I'm happy to say either.
So as of this week, she's willing to go there, which makes her different from President Obama. Your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, 100% different. He still can't even call the terrorists by their proper name. You know, I'm excited that she has been willing to do that now for, I guess, 24 hours. But, I mean, it doesn't solve the problem, right? We have to figure out how we can sort the good ones from the bad ones before we let 100,000 people a year in with visas into this country. I mean, it's not a political problem. I mean, it's common sense. We have to figure this out, and that's what Donald Trump is talking about. She can ban all the guns she wants, and he'll come in with a machete or a bomb or whatever. It's not the weapon. It's this ideology. We've got to figure out how we can sort it out of people and how we can keep them away from our shores.
2 more points. There's a ban apparently on reporters from the Washington Post covering Donald Trump events. Why is that, Barry?
Well, the reporter that follows Mr. Trump wrote a story yesterday which was pretty reprehensible. You know, basically Donald Trump blames Barack Obama for the attack, which is, you know, crazy. We asked them to fix it. They refused to fix it. You know, so, you know, we'll let some other reporter take his slot.
Well, so are you saying it's just a reporter, an individual, or the entire Washington Post?
Well, the credentials are for the traveling pool. So, I mean, he's just this one guy that travels with him.
Okay, is it smart to pick this fight with a news organization? I mean, you know what the First Amendment reads.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can cover him all day long, and they will. They're not going to stop covering him. It's just a question of who gets to travel with us in the press plane and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, if you've tried to work with a reporter over and over again and you just can't get a fair shake, then let's give that seat to somebody who will.
Barry Bennett from the Trump team, thank you for coming back here, and we will see what Mr. Trump has to say throughout the day today, coming off that speech yesterday in Manchester, New Hampshire. Sir, thank you. It is